This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log one random task at a time. After nearly 2 years and over 4,000 hours of gameplay, I'm finally ready to take on RuneScape's endgame as I venture into the elite tier. Welcome to Season 4 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 146 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I killed a bunch of Vardorvis, where I ended up getting the Executioner's Axe head, unfortunately, because I will not be able to make a Soul Reaper axe anytime soon. This is essentially just -1 bank space for a long time, so that's a little unfortunate. We then did some Master Clues, where I got a new unique there. I did some Krill, where I actually ended up getting a Zammy hilt. Unfortunately, before any more Zammy spears, which I still want to try and get 2 more, so that kind of sucked, but I can't complain. I kind of got spooned on the hilt, so we love that. And we ended the video by doing some Revenants, where I got the 500k totem, and we rolled another Desert Treasure 2 boss task, so we are going back to Vardorvis, where we will definitely guaranteed get an upgrade in either a Vardorvis piece or the Altar Vestige. I actually already have the 3 chromium ingots needed to make the ring, so if we get the vestige, this is a massive upgrade. That is the thing that we are hoping for. If not that, then the Vardorvis robe top or bottoms, and if not that, I guess we would settle for a Vardorvis mask. But yeah, let's go kill some Vardorvis. Throughout the 500 kills that I did in the last video, I actually started to feel very comfortable at this boss. I did the Grandmaster achievement where you have to stay in the middle and avoid the axes. I almost had the Grandmaster speed time through just pure luck and RNG of good hits. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about this boss. We may have to do a lot more kills, maybe another 500, maybe more, maybe less, who knows? So we're just gonna get started. I feel like I've talked about this so many times before, but I do need to mention it again. The Altar Vestige has a weird drop rate of you need to roll an invisible drop of a 1 in 360 something, and you need to roll it 3 times in order to actually get the Altar Vestige, which means that you're more likely to get it around the drop rate of a 1088 versus if you get super spooned or go super dry. So that's sort of good and sort of bad, I guess. It just means that the closer we get to 1,000, the more likely that we are to get it. And the Vardorvis pieces are also a 1 in 1088 to roll any of the 3, and then it rolls a 1 in 3 to get each one. So if we roll the Vardorvis table, we very much want to see the top or bottom. The mask is not so good, and if we roll the Altar Vestige, then we are very happy. So I just noticed we're actually closing in on 1,000 collection log slots, which is just a massive milestone. I mean, most people in this game are never even going to come close to 1,000, and I feel pretty proud about it. And I was kind of thinking of something I could do to, like, celebrate, get a cool item for my 1,000th log. And I was thinking about doing maybe, like, an Infernal Cape or a Fortis Coliseum Quiver. So if either of those things sound interesting to you, or if you have another idea, then let me know in the comments. I want to try and pick something that is both challenging, you know, something that isn't going to come easy, but also will give me a good reward, and also isn't on the elite tier of the spreadsheet. So there's not too many items that I actually have to pick from that meet all those criteria, which is why the 2 I came up with were the Quiver and the Infernal Cape. But if anyone else has a better idea, then I'd love to hear it. Some other things I came up with were maybe to go for like a pet, perhaps the Giant Mole pet, or the Bando's pet, or the Hydra pet. I'm thinking any bosses that I don't have any more tasks left on the spreadsheet, or I already have all the collection logs for at them. Maybe a Zulrah pet, or perhaps a Mutagen would be cool, or Jar. I don't know. It's kind of hard to come up with something, because pretty much all the things that I want to do are like still on the spreadsheet. So if you have any great ideas, I would love to hear them. Oh, blood quartz. My luck on these blood quartzes has been insane. These are supposed to be a 1 in 200 after your first one, and I've got 6 in like 600 KC. That's okay. I wish I had that luck over here, but cool. I was not paying attention, but there is 600 KC. I kind of forget what we started this task on. I think it was like 550 something, so probably done about 50 kills so far. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this in the last video. Maybe I'll end up putting a clip in there, but I downloaded a plugin called DT2 Mistake Tracker. And as you can see, Vardorvis is outlined in green, which means that I haven't done any of the fail conditions yet to mess up the perfect kill. The perfect kill is essentially just if you don't make any mistakes, you get like 50% more loot. And so when you see the boss is green, that means that I haven't messed anything up yet. If you see the boss is red, that means that I have. Not that it really matters. I don't think the perfect kill matters for uniques. I think it's just for the extra loot drops, but it is, you know, nice to get extra loot, so I'm going to try my best to do as many perfect kills as I can. Oh, I just noticed we hit 650 KC, and as you can see here, I just checked my Blood Fury, and I only have 3,500 charges left. I believe I started the last video with 11,000, so I've gone through many of those, and my blood shard luck is really bad. I've done 20,000 Vire pickpockets with 0 blood shards, so I don't really know what my plan is for that, but yeah, hopefully we can finish this task before then, and then when I have some AFK time, I'll go over to the Sentinels, but yeah, that's not great. Hey, Elite Clue. Hello and good morning to the gamers. I did about 110 kills yesterday. It was already pretty late by the time I rolled the task, so did as many as I could before going to bed. Today, my goal is to get to like 850 kills. I think that would be reasonable. It'd be a lot of playing, but I think I can do it. I'm getting about 23 kills an hour if you include like banking time, doing clues, stuff like that. My virtual kills per hour on my bossing info says about 33, but that seems a little unrealistic. I might be able to get close to like 30 if I don't do clues and if I bank quickly. So 850 kills, that's like what, 173? That's totally doable. Another blood quartz. Wow. Why? Hey, an Elite Clue. Orb! Blood quartz? What? Why? I just don't understand how my luck can be so good. I mean, 9 blood quartzes. They're supposed to be a 1 in 200. So I should have like 4. I got 3 ingots. I don't know how good 8 orbs is, to be honest. I don't remember the rate on that. But why can't I get any of the things I need? I wasn't recording, but orb. And this is going to be kill number 800. I am getting a little tired of this boss, but it'll all be worth it. Or so I keep telling myself. The longer I'm stuck here at this boss, the more I'm unsure on whether or not I like the special drop mechanics on the vestiges. On the one hand, I can keep telling myself, like, what if I've already got 2 of them and you're like 1 in 360 drop away, like that's good. And on the other hand, it could be impossible for me to get the item on each kill. For all I know, I've hit 0 of the 3, and I'm like a long ways away from actually getting the drop. So I don't really know like what feeling I like more. I kind of just wish it was more of a normal drop, but I'm just going to keep telling myself that I could be 1 kill away from like a 1 in 300 chance of getting the best in slot melee ring in the game. So I'm just going to keep going. Okay, hello, good morning once again to the gamers. Didn't quite make it to my goal of 850 KC last night, but I got pretty close. And today, I guess my goal is 1,000, although we'll see if that actually happens. And yeah, day 3 of Vardorvis, here we go. Okay, I know that clip didn't really seem like much happened there, but something really interesting just occurred. You'll notice when he died, he was outlined in red, which means that I have failed a perfect kill condition according to my plugin. And I went back in the clip and I saw where it was. You can see here, I got hit by the range attack by the Vardorvis' head special attack. And the perfect kill conditions are you can't get hit by a melee attack off prayer, and you can't get hit by any special attacks. And so that I would consider being hit by a special attack, which is probably why the add-on detected that and said that I have failed the perfect kill. But what ended up happening was I got 25 emeralds, which is the amount of emeralds you get if you do a perfect kill, which means that I didn't fail the perfect kill condition. And after going back and looking, after the Vardorvis' head range attack hit me and dropped my prayer, he did the tentacle dash attack, I don't know what it's called, and in between that time, I was able to get my prey melee back up before he hit me again. And I think the devs forgot to add that getting hit by the Vardorvis' head projectile as a special attack fail condition. They just assumed that because it drops your prayer for long enough for him to hit you, that he'll hit you off prayer, and then that's what actually ends up failing the perfect kill. So you can actually get hit by the Vardorvis' head special as long as you don't get meleeed before your prey melee comes back up. I don't know why I decided to do all that looking into it, but I just thought that was kind of funny. Alright, and this is kill number 900. Sure. Oh, wow, an orb. I wasn't expecting anything, but cool. By the way, I forgot to mention it while I was talking about the drop rates of stuff, but if you combine all the items I could get that satisfied the task, and if you normalize the weird drop mechanics of the vestige to a 1088, it is a 1 in 544 that I get any of the Vertus pieces or the vestige, which means that I'm approaching 2 times the drop rate to see any of those items, which I didn't really realize until just now, but yeah, that's not great. Orb! Hey, another ingot! Nice! Wow, back to back too! Wow, what a good trip. I mean, like, what a great trip. I got the chromium ingot, which, although I already have 3, I'll definitely take any more that I can get going forward. If I want to go for any of the other rings, that'll be very nice. I got an orb that I don't really have a use for, to be honest, but I did realize that they're worth like 600k each, so at the very least I could put it in Death's Coffer. And then Dragon Dart Tips is always nice to see. No, what? Another ingot? Really? What is going on? Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have extra ingots. In the long run, I'm gonna need 12 of them to make the 4 rings, so I can't really complain, but it is the same chance as rolling the invisible drop to increment towards the altar vestige. So, like, in theory, maybe you could just have some more of those, please? Thank you. Orb! It happened! Let's go! I got it! What? We're done! Oh my god, yes, dude. Altar Vestige, 943 KC. So ultimately, a little bit lucky on the Altar Vestige itself, even though we were pretty dry on any of the Vertus pieces as well. I don't even care, man. I am so happy. But before we get too excited, I actually have to make the ring. And fun fact, I only have 1 Berserker ring. I never got a dupe, and I've never been back to DKs. So we're going to unimbue that one. And then I think I need to talk to somebody about this. No, apparently not. Berserker Icon. I thought I had to talk to this guy, but maybe I already did that accidentally. And then we go make it. Okay, apparently I was right. I do have to talk to him about making the ring. I thought I had to talk to him about just like the whole process, but apparently you can break down the Berserker ring before talking to him. You just can't actually make the ring yet. So if I talk to him, he should tell me what to do. Okay, I think I have everything now. Use this on this with 500 blood runes, combine into the altar icon, then we smelt it in the furnace, create the altar ring. Oh, it's so beautiful. That is the best in slot melee strength ring in the game, 4 strength higher than the Berserker ring imbued, which I would love to show you the comparison, but I no longer have one. So you're just gonna have to trust me on that one. But this thing is amazing. And not only that, I recently learned it is worth 170 mil. So that is pretty cool. I think that makes it the most expensive item I have on this account. So that is pretty awesome. So my previous max hit in my full melee setup was a 52. I would love to prove it to you, but again, I no longer have the imbued Berserker ring, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But now, if I drink this and put this on and hit this, it's a 53. I have a 1 higher max hit, which doesn't sound great, but it's actually pretty big. Now, max hit is an interesting thing to calculate. A lot goes into it that people don't realize, but the general rule of thumb is if you are 99 strength and you're using piety, every 4 melee strength on your gear will increase your max hit by 1. So the fact that this is 4 strength higher than the Berserker Ring Imbued means that essentially you are guaranteed +1 max hit to whatever you had before. So that's really nice, and not gonna lie, it looks amazing on the inventory screen. Unfortunate you can't see it on my character, but yeah, that is just another best in slot melee item that I will never replace, ever. And it feels great. Not to mention, that really frees up my next Desert Treasure 2 boss task. In theory, I could just go back to Vardorvis and guarantee a Virtus piece, or I could try and go to another boss, let's say maybe Duke, and try and get another Vestige, or I guess maybe an Axe piece. If I get another Vestige, I'm only 1 ingot away from being able to make another ring, so maybe I'll end up doing that, I don't know, but it's nice to have the option. Now I'm not forced to do Vardorvis for all of my Desert Treasure 2 tasks. So I'll put the loot on screen here. Now it is combined with the last, like, 500 kills that I did on the previous task, so it's not all from this task, but there is 942 Vardorvis kills worth of loot, in case you're curious. Obviously no Virtus. You could include the Altar Vestige at like 165 mil or whatever that's worth. So pretty good, all things considered. I did take a really long time, and my brain is still sort of melted from all the Vardorvising, but ultimately totally worth it. I mean, this ring is just insane. Anyways, we can finally move on from the task. Let's go roll a new one. Back on the spreadsheet, complete the task, get it out of my face, and let's see what we're doing. I don't really have an idea of what I want. I guess something that I can hit with melee so that I can use my new ring. Get 1 unique drop from God Wars Dungeon. Okay, that's not melee, but that is good. So I just recently had a God Wars Dungeon unique task where I ended up going to Krill, and I got pretty spooned on a Zamorak hilt. I did 87 kills, 260 total, and yeah, that's great, but I really wanted some Zammy Spears. That was actually the main reason I was going there. I need 2 Zammy Spears, 1 to keep as a spear to use at Corp, and 1 to turn into a Hosta to use as my best in slot stab weapon, most notably at TOA. One of the main reasons I haven't been pushing higher invocation TOA is because my stab weapon choices suck. My current best in slot stab weapon is my Blade of Saildor on stab, and the accuracy is really bad. So if I could get a Hosta, then I could at least do some higher invocation TOAs, which would help me get more purples, which would help me get a Fang, which I could then use at TOA. You know the deal. So I'm going to be going back to Krill. I'm really hoping for multiple Zammy Spears, which in theory I should get at least 2 before I end up getting the Staff of the Dead. The Zammy Spear is a 1 in 127 drop rate, and the Staff of the Dead is like a 1 in 508 or something. So this should work in theory, hopefully. I would also love another Shard 1 so I can make another blade, and that way I don't have to keep swapping back and forth on my God Swords. I mean, as many blades as I can would be good, so yeah, we're going back to Krill. Now, the good news is I still have a Greater Demon Slayer task from the last task, so I can go and kill like 32 more Krill at least on this task. I don't think that will be enough, so I'm probably going to have to get another one, but at least that means we can just go and start right away. The other nice thing, once I get the Staff of the Dead, I won't have any more collection log slots to get a Krill other than the pet, which is not on the spreadsheet, which means that I am allowed to come back here whenever I want, or in this case, I'll probably just stay here for as long as it takes to get the 2 spears. So even if I get the Staff of the Dead early, that would actually be great. I can just stay here, get 2 spears, and then never come back here until I want to go for the pet. Honestly, the only bad part is now I have to go and kill Krill, which is not my favorite boss. But considering that Vardorvis task, anything that isn't that is good with me. Alright, well that is the end of the Slayer task, and therefore the end of this trip. I did 32 kills, like I said, in one trip, which is pretty good. What's pretty bad is that I didn't get anything interesting. The coolest thing I got was a hard clue scroll. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll try and get another Slayer task. Okay, so I had an easy and a medium clue scroll still in the bank from Vardorvis that I'm going to do at the same time here. And for some reason, I decided to actually read the challenge scroll. I don't know why. I always just type in the answer, but this one just says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how helpful is Lagosia? Which at first I thought was a ridiculous question because, like, that's like a subjective thing. Like, it's not really an objective answer. But apparently, if you talk to this person, I don't even know who this is, but if you talk to her and ask her about, like, anything, she just tells you to be quiet. So I guess it really is an objective answer. It just, yeah, a 1 out of 10, that's right. Now, the moment of truth. Do I get the back-to-back Greater Demons task with the Slayer Cape perk? I have yet to get a back-to-back task, so I'm really hoping for the first one right now. Of course not. It was close, Black Demons, but no. Alright, back tutorial. Hey, let's go! And there it is, 232 Greater Demons, aka 116 more Krill kills. Let's do it. Well, that's a new record for me, a 39 kill trip, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, again, really nothing cool happened. I got another hard clue though, so I'm gonna go do that. It's kind of sad that I can spend an hour and a half killing a boss 40 times, or nearly 40 times, and the most interesting thing that I come out of it with is some Herblore secondaries that didn't even come from the boss, they come from the minions. And I understand that God Wars Dungeon was created a long time ago when the game was in a much different state, but with all the rebalancing that they've done recently, I would love for them to take a look at the God Wars Dungeon boss drop tables, just because unless you're getting a unique, all of the boss's drop tables are so bad, and it just feels not fun to do. So maybe that would be cool. I don't know what they would add or what they would change, you know, that's not for me to decide, but all I know is killing the boss 40 times and getting literally nothing feels terrible. It just feels weird to me that they're willing to add certain things, like most notably people are complaining about zombie pirates being like 2.2 mil an hour with essentially 0 requirements. You could go there at like 50 range with a cannon and get 2.2 mil an hour when killing a God Wars Dungeon boss almost 650 bucks in almost max efficient gear. I mean, I'm missing a couple things, but is only, and I'm using my bossing info plugin for this, says I'm getting 375k an hour. Obviously that's without any uniques so far, but still, it just feels weird, the discrepancy between certain drop tables. Anyways, complaining isn't going to get me anywhere, so let's get back to it. Hey, an elite clue. No, that's not the useful thing. At least I finally got a unique here. That is kill number 91 on the task, and I think the average rate of like any unique is like 1 in 50 or something. So the fact that that took so long is kind of sad, and the fact that it was a Steam Battle Staff is even sadder, but at least it's something. Alright, well that's gonna have to be the end of this trip. I've got to go do some real life stuff, so got to cut it off early. And yeah, at least we got something. Steam Battle Staff. Cool. I guess I did also get an elite and a hard clue that I can go and do, so that's also nice. But yeah, 102 kills left on the Slayer task means 51 more kills. I'm hoping for just one Zammy Spear in that time would be great. I mean, we're at 358 KC and only 1 Spear. We should have seen almost exactly 3, so yeah, that's too bad. No! The wrong thing, game! Oh, there's just... I wasn't paying attention. There's just a shard 3 on the ground over here. Well, that's going to be the end of another trip here. I've got more super restores than I know what to do with. Literally, I'm going to leave 3 on the ground and a prayer potion. If I had known I was going to get this many super restores, I could have brought more range pots and had a bigger trip, but 40 kills, new record, cool. Now, at least that was a little bit more eventful. I mean, I got a Steam Battle Staff, I got a Shard 3, I got an Elite Clue, but I have 4 Shard 3s, now 5, the 3 Steam Battle Staffs, still only the 1 Spear, 1 Shard 1, no Staff of the Dead. This is so cursed. This is making up for my Zilliana luck. Man, looking at this log feels so much better. Now, the real problem is I only have 22 kills left on the Slayer task, which means I can go do 11 more Krill kills, which is almost definitely not going to be enough. So I'll have to go and get another task, or hope for the first back-to-back proc on the Slayer Cape, finally, maybe. But, yeah, I'll go do 11 kills. Well, as to be expected, that 11 kills went by very quickly, and we did not get any new uniques. So, let's go hope for the back-to-back. Okay, please, Duradel, I have yet to get a Slayer Cape proc. Give me one right now. Why do you do this to me, huh? Well, good thing it doesn't matter for you guys, because I'll just cut to when I get the task. And there it is, 200 Greater Demons. Unfortunately, that's like the minimum roll. I think it's 200 to 250 with the extension, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, didn't take too long, so I can't complain. Again, 200 Greater Demon kills means I get 100 Krill kills, which isn't too many, but considering I've already done 150 on this task, that'll put us at like 2 times the drop rate for a Zami Spear and half the drop rate for the Staff of the Dead. So hopefully that's enough, at least to get one more spear. Is all I'm asking for, game, please. Just one for now. No! Wrong shard, game! Like, how can I have 6 shard 3s and 1 shard 1? This doesn't seem possible. Not to mention 1 spear and 425 kills. I don't think Krill likes me very much. Let's go! 1 of 2, heck yes. I was actually just about to record a clip talking about how I did another, like, 38 kill trip drive, but looks like I'm not going to have to do that because I got a spear. Let's go. In fact, I'm going to do one more kill, because why not go for the back-to-back? An elite clue, let's go! Well, that's a pretty fantastic way to end a trip. A Zami Spear into an elite clue? I couldn't have asked for anything better. I will say, with the last few tasks, my clue stacks are looking pretty nice right now. Vardorvis especially helps because you get all of them, but even getting hard and elite clues from Krill and the minions, like, this is looking pretty good. Very prepared for the next clue task. Alright, with this kill, that is going to be the end of the Slayer task. 250 kills so far on this task, 510 total KC, so just past the drop rate for the Staff of the Dead, and 4 times the drop rate for the Zami Spear. Cool. Now, to be fair, I could just convert the spear back and forth to a Hasta anytime I wanted to use it. It wouldn't be that. I think it's 150k to make it into a Hasta and then free to revert it, so it wouldn't be that expensive. If I got a Staff of the Dead right now, I probably would just stop. I mean, I already have one, that's enough for now, but I'd like to see one more than the Staff of the Dead would be nice. But first, we gotta get another Slayer task. Gonna go hope for a proc. Alright, come on, please, game. No, why? Never proc. Okay, well, you already know what it is. I will see you when I get a Slayer task. Well, unfortunately, I do not yet have another Greater Demon Slayer task. I have been tutorial skipping for maybe 10 hours of gameplay. Now, admittedly, I did a few of the tasks here and there trying to get some stuff, but ultimately didn't get any of the things that I wanted, so it has just been too long. I need to start editing, so I'm gonna go find something AFK to do. I was really hoping to get a Slayer task before this, but yeah, I just ran out of time. So I'm gonna go AFK something, and then we'll come back to this. 5 hours of amethyst mining later, I am done editing, ready to get back to it. Hoping for some better luck here. Like I said, I've been tutorial skipping for a very long time now. I just want one Greater Demons task, please. And of course, like 10 minutes after my 6-hour editing break, I just get a task immediately, but there it is, 221 Greater Demons, perfect. Okay, well, at least it's not a Shard 3, but Shard 1 would have been better. Alright, sure. Of course, the last kill of the trip, and I get another Steam Battle Staff. Very funny game. But yeah, that was a decent trip. 38 kills, an extra Shard 2. Again, still need some Shard 1s, but all things considered, not so bad. Re-gear and go again. I decided I'm going to try something new this trip. Before coming over to the Zamorak area, I went to the Frozen Prison and I got 30 KC over there. I just killed like 6 spiritual mages. And now once I'm done my trip, I have the KC to go and bank it next, and then I'll have enough KC to just come right back to Zamorak. And the reason I did that, because when you enter the Zamorak encampment, you lose all your prayer points anyway. So I just went over there and used a bunch of prayer killing the spiritual mages. And then when I came over here, I went to 0 anyway, got my 30 KC on the imps, and then just drank some potions. So I don't know if this is going to be much faster, but this will be more convenient, I think, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know. The only even slight downside to this is I did have to change my gear in order to fit an ancient item. I decided to go with the Pagation swap over the ancient D'hide boots, which honestly might be better for me. The Pagations have 5 more range accuracy, but at 220, 5 extra range accuracy isn't going to make a huge difference, versus the ancient D'hide have +1 prayer. At 14 going to 15 prayer, that actually is somewhat significant, so yeah, maybe this is actually a gear increase and a strategy upgrade. The real problem is if I die or panic and have to teleport out, then all of that goes to waste because my KC gets reset. So as long as I don't do that, I should be good to go. No! Wrong pink item, game. No! What is this? Man, I got so excited when I saw the pink light and then I read it, saw the Zamorak hilt. I was disappointed. And then the very next kill, I get rewarded with another Steam Battle Staff. This trip is so cursed. No! I clicked. Remember when I said the one thing I needed to make sure I didn't do was die? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't eat sooner. Although I do have a screenshot that proved I did eat before I died, but, you know, latency and everything. Either way, I'm mad. Oh, let's go! I just sneezed. I don't know if I'm going to include that in the clip. Sorry. I hadn't even turned my recorder back on. I got a shard 1. Let's go. This is like the opposite of the curse trip. This is the blessed trip. A shard 3. This trip is amazing. What is going on? First, a spear from Krill and a shard 1 from a minion in the same kill. Then another shard 3, which admittedly I don't really need. Obviously, that's my 7th, but still, this is just such a great trip. An elite clue too? What is going on? Well, that was a pretty eventful first half of the trip. Not so much on the second half, pretty much nothing after that elite clue, but I got my ancient KC, so I'll be right back. Huh, so apparently coming back from the Zamorak encampment doesn't actually drain your prayer. Now, obviously I have to go back in there, which will drain my prayer, but in the future, that means that if I have some prayer left over, I can go and do some ancient kills if I don't have the KC for it. Interesting. The biggest downside to this, I can't go and do my clues in between trips, which is kind of unfortunate. And in fact, I think that's enough to deter me from doing this in the future. If I get clues, it kind of sucks. So maybe I won't get the ancient KC beforehand, now that I know that I can keep my prayer going back there, just because there's no point. If I get a clue, then I'm going to want to go and do it. But for now, we've only got like 29 more kills, so I'll just go do them. Alright, so that is the end of the Slayer task. I gotta go get a new one. Still no Staff of the Dead, 622 KC so far. Just a bunch of Steam Battle Staves, but at least I finished with the Zamorakian Spears, which I think I'm gonna go and do a bunch of stuff, like my clues. I'm gonna go turn one of those into a Hasta, and yeah, I gotta get another task. First things first, I got another Godsword Blade, finally. This one doesn't really matter. It's just sort of convenient now that I don't have to switch it back and forth every time I want to swap God Swords. So that saves me like a few seconds here and there, but it's just sort of nice to complete. Next thing on the list, and now that I have 2 extra spears, I can turn one of them to a Hasta right away. I don't need to wait and figure out which I need to use first. I forgot there was a cutscene for this. Thanks, Auto. But yeah, no points waiting until I need to use one. I can just have both. Again, the main reason I needed this was for TOA. At TOA, you kind of need a stab weapon, like all the bosses in there are weak to stab, and previously I was just using the Blade of Sailor on stab, and as you can see, it's not very good. Admittedly, it does have very high melee strength still, which is good, but the Zamorak Nasta has plus 30 stab bonus, which is just massive. Accuracy is more important than anything in there. So yeah, that's going to be great. Not to mention, it is pretty good as plus 2 prayer, a bunch of defense. Like, it's just a good weapon. So yeah, great. And there is both the clues done as well. Now all that's left is for Duradel to give me the back-to-back with the Slayer Cape. I hate you, Duradel. Sure, he doesn't give me the back-to-back, and then the game has the audacity to give me a dupe champion scroll as I'm killing goblins for Turiel. This game either loves me or hates me, and right now it hates me. And then literally seconds later, I go to Duradel and I get the Greater Demon's task. Literally, that, like, it was right there. That's... Alright, whatever, I take it back, game. You love me, it's okay. Here we are back at Krill, ready to go. Again, we're at 622 KC total. I've got all the spears that I need. I've got a second Godsword Blade, although I guess I could use a third. But all we really care about is a Staff of the Dead, and I guess the pet would be cool. But I've got 231 Greater Demon kills, which means that I get to kill the boss 116 times. So hopefully we get lucky. No way! A Zammy Spear from a minion now? Whatever. Okay, cool, sure. In case you didn't know, although Zamorak Spears may only be a 1 in 127 from Krill, all 3 minions have a 1 in 5,376 chance to drop a Zammy Spear, and yeah, we just hit that drop rate before Staff of the Dead. So that's just great. Oh, only clue, okay. Why always Steam Battle Stabs, man? And with this kill on the minion, that is going to conclude the Slayer task. I actually managed to do the entire task without leaving Godwar's dungeon. I did 3 trips, averaging 39 kills a trip, and banking over at the next prison. So that's kind of fun. As you can see, 385 KC up there, but yeah, no Staff of the Dead still. Very sad. I got a couple clues I need to go and do, but first I want to see if I can get the back-to-back. Please, Duradel, just give me the back-to-back proc one time. Never back-to-back, man. And that's where I'm going to have to call this episode. It's really unfortunate. I really wanted to finish the episode with the staff, but I have been at Krill for almost a week straight, and that's not even including all the Vardorvis I did before this, and I'm trying to get these episodes out once a week, so if you do the math, I just sort of have to end the episode here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and check if you're subscribed. Those are the 2 best ways to help my videos with the YouTube algorithm, and other than that, I'll see you in the next one. I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, and Mandeep Bassi. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.